The West Philippine Sea is more than just a name. It's a vast expanse of water that holds immense significance for the Philippines and its people. Stretching across the western maritime borders of the country, this sea is a defining feature of the nation's geography and identity. For generations, it has been a lifeline for the Filipino people, providing food, livelihood, and a sense of belonging. Every day, thousands of fishermen set out before dawn, braving the waves to bring home the catch that feeds millions of families across the archipelago. The West Philippine Sea covers the eastern parts of the South China Sea that fall within the Philippines' Exclusive Economic Zone, or EEZ. This zone, recognized by international law, grants the country special rights to explore and use the resources found in these waters. Rich in marine life and energy resources, the West Philippine Sea sustains millions of Filipinos. Its abundant fish stocks are vital for food security, while its untapped oil and natural gas reserves offer hope for energy independence and economic growth. The Philippines' claim to these waters is anchored in international law, specifically the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. This global agreement sets the rules for maritime boundaries and the rights of coastal nations, providing a legal foundation for the country's stance. Beyond its local importance, the West Philippine Sea is a major artery for global commerce. Over a third of the world's shipping passes through these waters, making it one of the busiest and most strategic trade routes on the planet. Any disruption in this vital waterway can send shockwaves through the global economy, affecting everything from the price of goods to the stability of international markets. For the Philippines, freedom of navigation is not just a matter of principle. It's essential for trade, national security, and connecting the more than 7,000 islands that make up the country. Safe and open seas are crucial for the movement of people and goods. The area's immense strategic value has made it a hotspot for overlapping claims. China's sweeping 9-dash line overlaps the EEZs of several Southeast Asian nations, including the Philippines, leading to complex and often tense disputes over territory and resources. These overlapping claims have led to repeated disputes and confrontations at sea, sometimes escalating into dangerous standoffs that threaten regional peace and stability. For Filipinos, the West Philippine Sea is more than a resource. It is a symbol of sovereignty, heritage, and national pride. It represents the enduring spirit of a people determined to protect what is rightfully theirs. Protecting the West Philippine Sea is seen as a sacred duty, uniting communities, leaders, and ordinary citizens in a shared commitment to defend the nation's rights and future. The ongoing disputes test the nation's resolve and diplomatic skill, requiring careful negotiation, international alliances, and unwavering determination to uphold the rule of law. The story of the West Philippine Sea is one of a nation standing up for its rights on the world stage, a continuing struggle for justice, dignity, and the future of generations to come. In November, the Philippine government made a bold and unprecedented move, expanding its maritime patrol zone much deeper into the contested waters of the West Philippine Sea. This decision came after months of rising tensions and repeated incidents involving foreign vessels in the area, highlighting the urgent need for a stronger presence. This wasn't just a routine policy shift. It was a clear and unmistakable signal to the world that the Philippines is now taking a far more assertive stance in defending its maritime rights and sovereignty. The government's message was direct: the era of hesitation is over. The Coast Guard, Navy, and Air Force have ramped up their joint patrols, increasing both the frequency and scope of their operations. These patrols now focus especially on strategic hotspots like Reed Bank and the Spratly Islands, areas that are not only rich in resources but also critical for national security. Reed Bank, known for its vast natural gas reserves, has long been a flashpoint in the region. Filipino vessels have faced repeated intimidation and close encounters with foreign ships, making the area a symbol of the ongoing struggle for control and resource access. By expanding its patrols, Manila is not only asserting its right to explore and develop these resources, but also sending a strong message that it will protect its people and its territory from external threats. This marks a significant shift from years of cautious diplomacy to a new era of operational action. The government is now backing up its words with visible, on-the-ground measures, demonstrating resolve and unity among its military and diplomatic leaders. Officials emphasize that these expanded patrols are not just about geopolitics, they are essential for safeguarding the livelihoods of Filipino fishermen who rely on these waters for their daily catch and survival. Protecting their access is a matter of national pride and economic necessity. It's a powerful declaration to the international community. The Philippines will no longer stand by. Instead, it will actively guard and defend its maritime domain, intercepting unauthorized vessels and upholding its territorial claims. No longer a passive observer, the nation is now an active and determined defender of its waters, ready to meet challenges head-on and secure its future in the region. The expansion was a direct response to escalating incidents in the West Philippine Sea. Chinese vessels, militia, Coast Guard, and Navy have increasingly harassed Filipino fishermen and patrols. Gray zone tactics like swarming, shadowing, and water cannon attacks have threatened livelihoods and security. Diplomatic protests alone weren't enough. Concrete action was needed. The 2016 arbitral ruling invalidated China's claims, but Beijing ignored it. The Philippines adopted a strategy of assertive transparency, publicizing Chinese actions and backing up legal claims with presence on the water. Strengthened alliances with the US, Japan, Australia, and Europe have emboldened Manila. The timing leverages both domestic urgency and international support. It's a calculated move to push back against coercion and protect Filipino interests. Beijing's response was swift and forceful. State media condemned the Philippines' move as a dangerous provocation, blaming Manila for destabilizing the region. On the water, Chinese vessels increased their presence, shadowing and challenging Philippine patrols. Chinese officials warned the Philippines to stop provocative actions and reiterated their sweeping claims. The 2016 arbitral ruling was dismissed as illegal and void. China's strategy: portray itself as the aggrieved party, isolate Manila, and apply overwhelming pressure. The reaction was also a warning to other Southeast Asian claimants. China's message: any challenge will be met with forceful resistance. Beijing's official response was calculated and firm. The Chinese Foreign Ministry declared the expanded patrol zone illegal, null, and void, insisting it infringed on China's sovereignty. China called for a return to bilateral talks, sidelining international law and multilateral forums. Economic threats were implied, reminding Manila of the risks to trade and investment. China's narrative blamed the US for stoking tensions, painting the Philippines as a pawn. Domestically, this rallies nationalist sentiment. Internationally, it seeks to discredit Manila's actions. The message confrontation with China comes at a cost. Beijing aims to deter both the Philippines and other regional actors from following suit. The Philippines' bold move is sending shockwaves throughout the Indo-Pacific region, capturing the attention of governments, analysts, and military strategists alike. This is not just a local development, it's a signal that the balance of power in these contested waters may be shifting. Southeast Asian claimants like Vietnam and Malaysia are watching closely, weighing their options and considering whether to adopt stronger measures of their own. The Philippines' actions have sparked new debates in their capitals about how best to protect their interests and assert their rights. Manila's assertiveness could inspire a broader shift within ASEAN, moving from a tradition of quiet diplomacy to a more unified and coordinated resistance against external pressures. This could mark a turning point in how the region responds to maritime challenges. For China, this development directly challenges its incremental salami-slicing strategy, an approach that has relied on gradual, unopposed expansion to solidify its claims. If other countries follow the Philippines' lead, Beijing may be forced to rethink its approach, recalibrating its tactics in the face of growing regional resistance and international scrutiny. Major powers including the United States, Japan, Australia, and the United Kingdom view the Philippines' move as a significant win for the rules-based international order. It demonstrates that smaller nations can stand up for their rights with the backing of global partners. This development strengthens existing alliances and could pave the way for more frequent joint patrols, increased military cooperation, and greater support for the Philippines from its allies. The strategic calculus in the South China Sea is rapidly evolving, with new maneuvers and shifting boundaries reflecting the heightened stakes and uncertainty in the region. The region now faces a period of unpredictability, one that could lead to a more balanced and stable order, or conversely, to heightened confrontation and risk of conflict. For years, China expanded its presence while neighboring countries responded with caution and restraint, often choosing muted diplomatic protests over direct action. Now, for the first time in years, a Southeast Asian nation is taking the initiative, setting a precedent that could embolden others to follow suit. This new uncertainty is forcing all players, regional and global alike, to reconsider their strategies, adapt to the changing landscape, and prepare for a future where the status quo can no longer be taken for granted. The world responded quickly, mostly along familiar lines. The US voiced strong support, reaffirming its defense treaty with the Philippines and condemning China's actions. Japan and Australia echoed support for international law and the 2016 arbitral ruling. European nations emphasized freedom of navigation and peaceful dispute resolution. ASEAN states were more cautious, reflecting internal divisions and economic ties to China. Russia sided with Beijing, calling the move a US-backed provocation. The diplomatic battle is as fierce as the one on the water. The Philippines is not isolated. Its actions have drawn global attention and support. At home, the expanded patrol zone united the Philippines. Lawmakers across the spectrum praised the move as a necessary defense of sovereignty. Civil society and maritime law experts celebrated the government's assertiveness. Legal experts affirmed the move's legitimacy under un cielos. Public support surged, with social media campaigns and patriotic hashtags trending nationwide. This unity sends a message: the policy is backed by the people, not just the government. Some business groups voiced concern about economic fallout, and a few questioned the sustainability of expanded patrols. But these worries were drowned out by overwhelming national pride. The nation is willing to bear risks for the sake of sovereignty. The West Philippine Sea has become a rallying point for Filipino identity. The Philippines' bold move has changed the game in the West Philippine Sea. It could deter further Chinese encroachment and create a more stable, law-based order. But the risks are real. More ships in contested waters mean higher chances of miscalculation or conflict. Managing these tensions will require professionalism, clear rules, and open communication. Sustaining the patrols will demand investment and unwavering support from allies. If support falters, China could quickly regain the upper hand. The Philippines has shifted from passive resistance to active assertion. The outcome, order or confrontation, depends on the resolve of the Philippines, its allies, and China's choices. The West Philippine Sea is now a test case for the Indo-Pacific's future. The world is watching to see if the rule of law or the rule of force will prevail.